What's up, everybody? Renfail here, back again with another Baldur's Gate 3 guide, and today it is a community request video where we cover the differences between the Sorcerer and the Wizard. Why do you want both of these in your party? Do you want both of these in your party? Should you have both of these in your party? After all, they're both casters. What's the difference between the two? How do I understand the differences between a Wizard and a Sorcerer, sorcery points, or all the different types of Wizard spells that you can cast, and which spell should I go with? And panic. I got you covered. Don't worry about it. That's what today's guide is all about. If you've never watched one of my guides like this, sometimes we do combat, sometimes we don't do combat, but we do talk about a lot of things, and we are going to be jumping into the game here in a minute. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update, because we do lots of Baldur's Gate 3 content, daily streams at 11 a.m. There's a Discord channel, links are down below, but we also do movies and films and other games like Starfield and Cyberpunk and Red Dead Redemption 2 and Star Wars: The Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, and so much other stuff. So check all the playlists out. I'll see you in Discord. Don't forget those links. Let's get into the video at hand. Alright, so right away, let's take a look above me here, because I've got a Sorcerer and a Wizard in my party here. I've got my Sorcerer, who's my main right here, Renfail, and then over on the far right, we've got Gale, who is a human wizard. The first thing you're going to notice between these two characters is that the Sorcerer uses Charisma as their primary stat, whereas Gale, as a wizard, uses Intelligence as his primary stat. This is important because if you're like me and you grew up on 1st and 2nd edition and you're used to like all magic casters using intelligence, that evolved over time. And so if you're new to Baldur's Gate 3 or you're new to Dungeons and Dragons in particular, that's what this guide is for, is beginners. That's the main difference. Sorcerer casts using Charisma, and the Wizard casts using Intelligence as their primary stat. Now that sounds easy. It kind of is easy. The more complex component of this comes into play when you look at the differences between these two casters, because they're both casting arcane magic, right? The Sorcerer is an innate caster. They cast from within themselves, essentially, this innate power that they have. As a result, they can cast very potent spells and they get access to sorcery points. I have a guide up on sorcery points. It's a quick tip guide. You'll find it in the playlist. I'll try to remember to link it down below in the description text, but if I don't, just dig it up in the playlist for Baldur's Gate 3. But essentially, sorcery points allow you, as a sorcerer, to do special things with your spells. You can choose to make a spell more potent, cast it over a longer distance, cast it as a bonus action instead of a regular action. You can use it to twin spells and take like a chromatic orb that's only supposed to be done one time and cast it on 2 different targets. Same thing with like Fireball. So you can do things like that with your sorcery points, which allow you to get more bang for your buck. However, you have the limitation of not having as many spells at your disposal, and when you are learning spells, you can only learn spells as you level up with the Sorcerer. So you are only ever going to get what you pick when you're leveling up your character, and that's an important distinction because it means you have a very narrow window of spells that you can cast. The Wizard, on the other hand, gets a lot more in terms of options. Not only do you have far more spells to cast, but you also have the schools of magic that you can choose from, like evocation as an example. Understanding that is a big distinction because you can either choose to go with something that's a little more potent but has a narrower focus, or you can choose to go with a wizard which has a wider focus and less chance to be super potent at specific things. The other main distinction here is that, like I said, the sorcerer only gets things as you level up. The wizard also gets things as they level up, but, and this is a very important distinction, they also, if we go over here to Gale, if we go in here, actually let's stay on my sorcerer for a minute so I can show you this. Let's go to the, where's it at here? They moved it in the live game here. Here it is, up top, spellbook. If you look at my spellbook here, the only thing I really have the option to do here is I could set up my reactions if I want to. I could look at my common spells like this, and then I can just see these options right here. That's it. These are the spells that I have. Now this looks quite a bit different when I go over to Gale. I'm also used to using the controller, guys, so sometimes when I go back to mouse and keyboard, I'm like, where are the things at? The big thing here, so see how this changed? I don't have any other options here. I just show my meta magic, the choices that I've chosen so far leveling up, the class actions, everything else. But when I go to Gale, there's an additional button here that pops up called Learn More Spells. This is really, really, really important because it allows me to come in here. By the way, he's missing a spell. Let's go ahead and take that. There we go. But I can choose to learn more spells. And if I have spells in my inventory, which I do right now, I can choose to go ahead and select these and then click learn, and it'll cost this amount of coin. Now this one is green. Why is this in green? That's because it's an evocation spell, and so the evocation spells cost less for me to learn because I have specialized into the School of Evocation for my wizard. So Sorcerer gets a set amount of and set selection of skills that they can choose from as they level up. The wizard can also choose spells when they level up, but apart from that, any spell you find in the wild, off of a boss, from a chest, things of that nature, or things that you get from quests, or that you purchase from merchants, Gale or any wizard can go ahead and learn those. So I'm going to click that learn button. New spells, 5 new spells learned, press K to view, and now he's got a whole lot. He has quite a few more spells at his disposal to then switch in and out because we just learned them from our inventory. So there you have it, everybody. That is the quick and easy difference between the Sorcerer and the Wizard. Both are arcane casters, but there are differences between the two. So really it just comes down to, do you want to have a little more focused fire with your Sorcerer, or do you want access to a greater range of spells to be able to do a lot more utility for your group, in which case you're going to go with the Wizard. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. As always, we stream daily at 11 a.m. Don't forget the Discord. Support if you can with memberships and beyond, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Until then, stay safe and happy gaming.